The great hall of the Galactic Council was filled with light and silence. Tall alien leaders sat in a wide circle, watching the human delegation standing alone at the center. For humanity, this moment was meant to be history. After many wars and long years of struggle, humans believed they were finally accepted among the stars. The human ambassador spoke with calm pride. He talked about peace, shared defense, and a future where all races would stand together. Many aliens nodded. Some even smiled. But behind their eyes, something cold was hiding. When the ambassador finished, the hall grew quiet. The council speaker slowly stood. His voice was flat and without emotion. He said the council had reached a final decision. Humanity, he claimed, was too dangerous. Humans grew too fast. They learned too quickly. One day, the council feared, humans would rule them all. The words hit like a sudden storm. Before the humans could speak, guards moved in. Energy weapons were raised. The council declared Earth an enemy of galactic stability. Human colonies were marked for destruction. Trade routes were cut. Communication with Earth was blocked in one single vote. The human ambassador looked around the hall. The same beings who once asked for human help now turned away. No one spoke for them. No one stood with them. As the humans were taken away, one of them sent a final silent signal to her home. Far across the stars, on a small blue world, that message arrived. Earth did not cry. Earth did not beg. Earth went quiet. And in the dark spaces beyond known space, something ancient, powerful, and human began to move. The message from the Galactic Council reached Earth in less than a minute. It carried no apology, no warning, and no mercy. It only spoke of exile, destruction, and betrayal. For a long moment, the planet remained silent. Across Earth, screens went dark. Cities did not panic. There were no riots, no screaming crowds. Instead, leaders gathered in quiet rooms, reading the same words again and again. Humanity had been judged guilty, without a trial. The silence confused the galaxy. Alien scouts watched Earth closely. They expected chaos, fear, or surrender, but none came. Human ships did not rush into battle. No angry messages were sent. Earth simply stopped answering. Deep beneath mountains and oceans, old systems woke up. Locked doors opened for the first time in decades. Hidden shipyards began to glow with light. These were not trade ships or patrol fleets. These were vessels built for one purpose only: defense. Human commanders studied star maps in calm silence. They did not shout. They did not argue. They remembered their past. On Earth, humans had learned a painful lesson long ago. When betrayal comes, emotion must wait. Action must be planned. A single order was given, shared across secure channels. Activate the deep fleets. Far from the core worlds of the galaxy, in regions marked as empty and useless, space itself began to change. Massive shapes emerged from darkness. Hulls black as night reflected no light. Engines pulsed softly, like a sleeping giant heart. Alien listening posts detected strange signals but could not understand them. The data made no sense. The energy levels were far beyond known limits. On Earth, one final message was recorded but not sent. Humanity was not hiding. Humanity was preparing. And when the galaxy finally noticed, it would already be too late. The first warning came too late. At the edge of Council-controlled space, an outer defense station suddenly went silent. No distress call. No explosion report. One moment it was there, watching empty space, and the next it was gone. Alien commanders believed it was a system failure. Then another station vanished. Across the region, sensors began to show strange shadows moving between the stars. They did not follow known travel lanes. They did not slow down. They moved with purpose, calm and steady, like hunters who already knew the outcome. The first human fleet appeared without sound or light. Massive ships unfolded from folded space itself. Their hulls were dark, smooth, and marked only with small human symbols. Blue energy lines pulsed along their sides, cold and controlled. Alien defense ships rushed forward. They fired first. The attacks failed. Human shields absorbed the energy with ease. Return fire came seconds later. Precise, silent, deadly. Alien warships were disabled, not destroyed, drifting powerless in space. Command centers were struck next, clean and exact. Panic spread through the Council worlds. How are humans doing this? Alien officers asked. No one had an answer. Human technology was generations ahead of what they had shared. The Council realized the truth too late. Humans had always held back. On one conquered relay station, a human signal finally appeared on every screen. This is humanity, the message said calmly. You chose betrayal. The signal ended. No threats followed. No demands were made. But across the stars, entire fleets turned to face the same direction. Earth was coming. And for the first time in centuries, the galaxy felt something new. Fear. The Galactic Council no longer met in pride. The great hall that once held confidence now held fear. Reports arrived every minute, each worse than the last. Defense lines were falling. Fleets were disabled. Supply worlds went dark without a fight. Human ships did not rush. They moved slowly with control like a closing hand. Council leaders argued among themselves. Some demanded full war. Others begged for peace. But all of them shared the same question. Why had they misjudged humanity so badly? They remembered the humans they once knew. Humans who negotiated. Humans who helped rebuild worlds after war. Humans who accepted limits and followed rules. The Council had believed that kindness was weakness. They were wrong. A Council fleet attempted a final stand near the capital system. Thousands of ships formed a wall of steel and energy. When the human fleet arrived, it was silent and smaller in number. The Council felt hope. Then space itself bent. Human ships shifted position instantly, surrounding the fleet from every side. Precision strikes followed. Engines failed. Weapons shut down. Command ships were isolated and boarded. The battle ended in minutes. No cheering followed. No celebration. Across the galaxy, other alien races watched in silence. Many realized the truth and withdrew their support from the Council. They cut ties. They closed borders. No one wanted to stand in humanity's way. Finally, a Council message was sent to Earth. We wish to negotiate, it said. This conflict has gone too far. The reply came from a human commander, calm and clear. You decided that. The voice said, when you betrayed us. Human fleets continued forward. The Council had made its greatest mistake not in war, but in belief. They believed humanity would forgive, and they were wrong. The Council capital stood surrounded by human ships. Thousands of them formed a silent ring around the system. No weapons fired. No shields flared. The stillness was heavier than any battle. Inside the Council hall, leaders waited. Some were shaking. Others stared at the floor. The same place where they once judged humanity now felt small and powerless. A single human ship moved forward. It was not the largest, but it carried Earth's command. A message spread across every channel, every screen, and every world. A human commander appeared. His face was calm, his voice steady. We did not come for revenge, he said. We came for judgment. He spoke of trust given and broken, of human diplomats taken away, of colonies burned without warning. He reminded the Council that humanity had followed every rule they were given. And still, he said, you chose fear over truth. Human forces entered the capital, not with bombs, but with soldiers. Council guards were disarmed. Leaders were arrested. No executions followed. No cities were destroyed. The Council's military power was shut down, system by system. Across the galaxy, the truth was broadcast. Records of the betrayal were shared openly. Other species watched in silence as they learned what had truly happened. Some felt shame. Others felt relief. The Council no longer ruled. Their authority ended not in fire, but in exposure. Before the human commander ended the transmission, he spoke one final line. Humanity does not seek to rule the galaxy, he said, but we will never allow betrayal to stand. The signal ended. Human ships remained in place, watching, waiting. The galaxy understood then. This was not the end. This was a warning. The war ended without a final explosion. No great city burned. No world was erased. Yet the galaxy had changed forever. With the Galactic Council gone, confusion spread. Old borders meant nothing. Many worlds feared chaos. Others feared humanity. They waited for Earth to claim power and rule the stars. But Earth did not. Human fleets remained only where needed. Trade routes reopened under human protection. Refugee worlds received food and medicine. Human ships escorted, not conquered. Slowly, fear turned into understanding. A new gathering was formed, not called a council, but a forum. Every species could speak. No single race ruled. Humanity refused a central seat. We have learned, human leaders said, that power without trust always fails. Records of the old council's betrayal were stored and shared, never hidden. Humanity wanted the galaxy to remember, not to hate, but to learn. Among the stars, a new truth spread. Humans were not the strongest race. They were not the largest, but they were the most determined. When treated as equals, they stood as loyal friends. When betrayed, they became unstoppable. Children on distant worlds learned new stories. Not stories of monsters, but of a species that valued fairness above pride, of a race that chose control over anger. Far beyond the core systems, human fleets slowly returned home. Some ships stayed behind, watching the dark, guarding the weak. On Earth, the silence finally ended. Humanity had not won a war. Humanity had proven a lesson. Across the galaxy, it was whispered and remembered. Be careful how you treat humans. They forgive much, but they never forget.